Thing. I did a great thing long term, and I think they'll understand on the Roe v. Wade. I did a great thing.
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers and Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
Sure.
Great thing.
Welcome to, yeah. Sure. We'll see about all that really soon here. Welcome to Brothers and Booze. And I have a black top, New Glarus, black IPA, though.
I'm jealous.
Spectacular. It's great. It's nice.
Yeah.
Hoppy, little roast in the end. It's black as hell. It's nice. I like it. It's not great, but it's not. I mean, it's great. It's good. It's solid. It's really nice.
Yeah. Well, I didn't plan this, but I'm having a New Glarus as well. The old Pilsner that Mr. Greg Washington gave me. So,
let's see. How do you look? I think you look fine, Round. What's the problem?
I don't know.
What do y'all like? Y'all like Round Dog?
Round.
Zach's not here. He'll say something like that goes with the curvature of your head or something.
Yeah, probably something goofy or disrespectful.
That's the Zach thing to say. So,
yep. Cheers.
Oh, I'm playing around with these layouts. I like this shit. What's going on? Oh, look at that.
Whoa.
All right. Look at this. This is fun. Look, big bubble, little bubble. Look at.
I'm a wee bubble over here in this one. I'm like, holy shit, I'm tiny over there. So, good solid Pilsner. So, thanks for this. I mean, I had this in my fridge since Barrel and Flow. So, not super duper fresh, but fresh enough. New Glarus just makes good shit.
You can let a Pils run.
Yep.
You can let a Pils run.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yep.
No harm lost there. Where do we start? Let's see here. Start with, how was your week, Doug?
Good. Busy, but good. Jill was in Maine for part of it, so I was by myself for a few days, and I always miss her when she's not around. So, but otherwise, good.
And this is where I say, "Oh." So yeah. Oh, this is where we want to start. We want to start with. So, let's see. Let's put our typewriting music on, Doug. Dateline, where a lot of weird shit has been happening lately. Oklahoma, Doug. Trump Bible is one of the few that meet Walter's criteria for Oklahoma schools. Walter is the superintendent of he's the state superintendent of Oklahoma schools. This guy. So what they're doing is they're illegally and breaking the Constitution by putting Bibles into schools. In my opinion, there's supposed to be a separation of church and state, y'all. I thought that's what the forefounders came here for, and that's what they didn't want was religion. In fact, that's what they fled England, right, Doug?
Yeah, for religious persecution.
Oh, okay. Right. So now we're going to put Bibles into school. Okay, so Oklahoma's going to try to pull this off. We'll see how long. But bids open Monday, Doug. for a contract to supply the state of the Department of Education with 55,000 Bibles. According to the documents, vendors must meet a certain specification of Bibles must be King James, they must be Old and New Testament, and they must have copies of the Pledge of Allegiance, Declaration of Independence, United States Constitution, which would, if they would read it, would tell them that they shouldn't be doing this shit, and the Bill of Rights. And it must be bound in leather or leather-like material. But just so you know, Doug, one Bible fits perfectly, and that is Lee Granwood's God Bless the USA Bible, endorsed by our favorite president, Doug, because he tells us we were President Donald Trump, commonly referred to as, quote, the Trump Bible. They cost online for $69 each, and Trump receives fees for his endorsement.
Of course he does.
Doug, do you have anything to say about this wonderful news piece?
I would like to say that Ryan Walters is a giant piece of shit. He's been in the news. He also forced classrooms, teachers to teach the Bible and the Ten Commandments in the curriculum in their classes. That was his mandate. So this fucking knob is like trying to force a particular religion down everybody's throats. And no matter what religion you are, you're going to be forced to hear this. Of course, he won't hear anything about any other religion being talked about in the schools, even though there's thousands of other religions, quite literally. And of course, the grift never stops. They're all in it together. I guarantee you this shitweed's going to get a kickback from it from Trump. I guarantee there's a kickback for it for him. And what's funny is he's actually there's actually Republicans who are fighting against him and trying to get him ousted off the seat because of this shit. And Republicans, not Democrats, Republicans.
Yeah, they're trying to impeach him.
Yeah, and they should. So,
well, that was your what the fuck news for this week, y'all.
Yeah.
There's more, but we're trying to get out of here tonight. We're trying to keep it short. We don't have a guest for y'all, so we're trying to have a quick weekend. So
keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Yeah. We'll keep it moving right here with this. This is where Doug and I react to things that happen. Kind of like what the fuck news, but less newsy and more memey. So we'll start with a meme. Meme?
Meme?
I don't know if I meant that.
Memeified? Whatever.
But so I wanted to know if you wanted to react to this meme, Doug. From Tuesday's debate.
Yeah. This is the most blatant attempt at revisionist history that they have tried to do. And because Vance is a doofus, but he's a smooth doofus. And so he sounds very polished because he's, for the last 20 years, had to sell himself to rich people to fund whatever the fuck he's going to do. So he's learned how to do that. So he sounds very calming. There's a very specific tone that fucking douches like him and Jordan Peterson use, where they use this very calm, steady tone to make it sound what they're saying is so reasonable. He's a smooth doofus. So yeah, this is all bullshit. We all saw what happened on January 6th. I mean, just look at that image right there below it where the fucking cop is getting the shit beat out of him. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. He's ridiculous. But anyway, your 2 cents, please.
Yeah, what you said. So, really, that's it. I mean, there's no reason to beat a dead horse. I mean, what you said, exactly.
Yeah.
So, Doug, I know you want to react to this one because you sent it to me.
All right. All right. So listen, I'm not a country fan at all. I think country music's terrible. I went by I didn't listen to the Beyonce album, but you told me it was pretty good. So, and she sold a boatload of records. And the thing is this is a very common thing that conservatives do. I'm using conservatives, and country musicians largely fall into that side. Some exceptions, of course. But they're like, well, you need to come meet us where we are. You need to meet us here. You need to be down in the country with us, and be country with us a little bit. Like, fuck off. Like, are you going to go and go hang out in their realm? No, you won't. So don't do that kind of shit. And then, and it's always meet us. You have to meet us where we are. Like, it's the same thing with Republicans. Well, Democrats don't do this. They don't come and meet us. I'm like, because you're so fucking far away from where the middle is, there's no way to meet you. We'd have to be way over in the shitty part.
Yeah. Well, also, Doug, I have a question for you. Do you know what that means? What exactly does that mean? Come meet us. Are they talking about? Are we having a party? Am I meeting them at the bar up the street? What are we talking about here? Can you tell me what Luke Bryan means by this? Like, what does he tangibly mean? Like, what can Beyonce do to meet his needs? Even though we're not trying to, and I'm not saying she should. I'm just telling you, what does that mean?
I have no clue.
What does it look like?
I don't know, because it sounds like, hey, come down and have a beer with us at the country bar. And that's what they make it sound like. It's not. He's basically lessening the influence, saying Beyonce didn't really have a right to have any awards merely because she's done one country album. Well, you're not country enough for us.
Right. And my point is, like, Beyonce can't do anything is my point. Because I'm asking you I'm asking you what she should do to fulfill what he wants. And then when you say nothing, that leads me to believe that there's nothing she can do.
Yeah. Well, maybe she'll want to go and hide out, now that we got all that shit with Diddy, and her and her husband have been at multiple Diddy parties. So maybe she wants to lay low.
There is that.
Yeah. So
I'm not even trying to talk Diddy.
I know we don't have to get into that because you've been kind of.
No, I mean we can, but I'm just not. Yeah. No. I found that interesting. I told you when I first sent it, I was like, I really have nothing to say, because that was my first thought, Doug, was, well, what the hell does this man want her to do? Like, what? I don't understand. I'm just weirded out by the whole thing. It's kind of weird. Did they say this to Post Malone when he was in hip hop, and then he jumps over to country, and then he's back in the pop, and then he's singing with Ozzy? Did Ozzy say, come meet me, Post Malone, so you could understand how the heavy metal 70s pioneer guy hangs out? Like, I'm lost. If anybody in the comments can explain this, it would be amazing. I don't think we haven't seen we haven't seen our usual greetings from Daniel, so he's probably not here with us this week. Daniel.
It's Rosh Hashanah for him, so he said he wouldn't be.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. But either way, my point is that he's smart enough to maybe know what Luke Bryan's talking about.
maybe.
Because we're just too dumb to figure it out. I mean, whatever. Like, I don't get it. I understand what it means. I know what he's getting at, but like my inquisitive, scientific mind thinking was like, well, what does that mean, Luke? Like, did you call Beyonce and tell her that too? By the way, did you call and say, hey, Beyonce, this is how you become country. You come down, you rustle a couple cattle, you make a left at the windmill, you go down and in your pickup truck and pick up your boyfriend, but your boyfriend cheated on you. Well, that kind of happened, but anyway, sorry, I kind of got off the rails there.
It's all good, man.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out. JHG, this is what you're walking into. You're walking into us trying to explain why Luke Bryan wants Beyonce to come into his world and be country. Look, I don't know how Luke Bryan looks. I don't know how he dresses, but Beyonce and those straps and that hat, and it doesn't get any more country than that. Don't do that, Luke Bryan. Like, and again, she's cosplaying as a country person is what he's basically saying.
Yep.
And he needs to jump off a fucking bridge for that. Oh my God. Anyway, I said I didn't have anything to say about it, Doug, but it's because I had a lot to say about it. And it pissed me off.
You were like, I don't have anything to say about it because I don't want to get furious.
Yeah, or I don't even know what we're talking about here. It's just really silly. The whole thing is silly. So,
Yeah.
um, oh, look at this.
Yes, sir.
Twinsies. Twinsies. Isn't that what they say? Twinsies.
Twinsies.
Mm-hmm.
Or uh,
He has an all right taste.
yeah.
When it comes
Uh,
to the sports ball teams, it's pretty
pretty,
abhorrent
pretty
and
that's pretty bad.
atrocious.
I
It's
would
pretty
say
atrocious too.
you said twinsies. Our guy Zach Rosenberg, when him and his wife wear clothes that are similar, he always calls it matchy cats, which I think is super goofy and funny. So there's times like where Joel and I'll be wearing things of similar colors, and I'll be like matchy cats, and she'll go, "Damn it!" And then we'll have to go
Matchy cats.
matchy cats.
Oh my god. I can't with Zach. Um dude needs to step off. Oh yeah, Luke Bryant. He's yeah. Well,
Yeah, like I said,
and
go ahead. I'm sorry.
go on. No, go on.
I was just gonna make the point. It's basically delegitimizing her country music work, and
For sure.
it's well, you're a black woman, you're not really country. Like there's the racist undertones to it, of course. So
Mm-hmm.
never mind.
Luke Bryan.
Never mind. There is several black country singers, but go ahead. Sorry, Greg. Go ahead.
Well, and never mind that she's from one of the most country places in the world that people keep fucking telling us, Texas. So what the fuck are you talking about? Like, well, Texas is country, right? It's country. It's every black white man's country. Blah blah blah. Well, she's from there. Now what? Like, anyway. I don't know, Doug. I don't know what to do with these people. JHG, we are doing reaction, so we're reacting to things. JHG, I wonder. I mean, it's only a short clip, so I can see we played this at the top. You missed it, so I wanted to see if you wanted to react to this, JHG.
Oh, we can't hear it this time.
I think they'll understand on the women
Probably
thing.
better, but
And so the
can you hear
women
now?
thing, I
Yeah.
did a great thing long term, and I think they'll understand on the Roe v. Wade. I did a great thing.
So there you go with that, JHG. All the women should be happy because God placed our presence gave us Donald Trump. So, yeah. So there's that. So anyway, we're moving on. JHG, you can comment in the comments. We've made our comments about that. I mean, I think they speak for themselves, and hopefully they speak for themselves in 30 whatever days. So here's another one, Doug. The people mad about student loan forgiveness are the same motherfuckers who are screaming you need to give them vouchers, Doug, for their kids to go to fancy private schools where there's no black people. I threw that part in there. Doug, do you have a reaction to this one?
School voucher systems are nothing but a naked attempt by Christian nationalism to take public education funding away. So that's all that is. I don't have more to say on that because I could go on for fucking hours about that because that shit infuriates me. But
what you said, a great thing, JHJ.
That's perfect.
Right, and JHJ agrees with you with the schools. Only a fucking moron would it, but you know we're swimming in them in this country. Unfortunately,
yeah, we're knee deep in them. So
we are knee deep in them. I mean, there's just so much misinformation going around. It's just, yeah. So, speaking of misinformation, Doug, do you have another beer?
Yeah.
Okay, you go.
All right.
Oh yeah, okay. Or you finish it. No, I gotta go grab it. It's another classic Wisconsin legend here. Let me. What do you do? Hit this, and then I can still. Y'all can still drink it. I'm going back to the beer fridge.
Going back to the lab. All right.
Classic. A classic.
Well, I'm going to hold off because now I'm curious what you're bringing because I got a Wisconsin beer next as well.
Is it a classic?
I'm not sure it's a classic, but it's damn fine.
I'll be the judge. How about I'll be the judge of that?
You're the guy
There
from
we go.
Wisconsin, not me. So I'll let you
Yeah, I'm
judge
the
that.
Wisconsin beer guy. Well, I'm not the beer baron. I'm not that
No,
cool.
you're not.
But
Unfortunately,
I know him though.
Yes, I know him.
I know him. I'm gonna name drop that bitch. Oh shit. He's definitely one of my better beer friends in this state. Knowledgeable, smart. I learned so much from him. It's great. Love the beer man. That's my boy.
Mhm.
So anyway, wait, you go first or me?
I'll go if you want.
Yeah,
All right.
let's do it.
Does this qualify?
Oh,
Giant Jones Baltic
yeah.
Porter.
So that is the first barrel aged beer that was produced by Giant Jones, Doug.
And did it with working draft. I didn't even notice that. Ooh.
Oh no,
Okay.
no! Is that a barrel? No, wait! Is that barrel aged?
It doesn't say so.
No, it's not. Oh no! My bad,
It's
my
a,
bad.
it's a
Barrel aged.
Baltic Porter that they collaborated with Working Draft on. So they got the little working draft.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's
Mhm.
that's fire. That's
So
fire. That's fire.
maybe this beer is not a classic because it's a collaboration and it's new. But it is from.
I don't know if it's it's not a Wisconsin classic. They need to, they need to distribute it a little bit more. And
Look at that.
classic
baby.
has another. That's a damn good beer, is what it is. Look at that head, though.
Yeah, that thing's like doing the whole.
That's a damn good beer. That's a damn good beer. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let that settle a minute. So.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh, a dark one.
So what I have is, it's kind of dark. I'm in my Montana glass. I miss Montana. People still look at me weird when I say I love Montana. I know it's weird. I know. Anyway, but don't hate on Montana. I'll come at you for it. Don't do it. Anyway, I don't know, Doug. They might do some nice things for us in the election. They might just chill out.
Yeah,
let it come around.
We'll hope.
Let it come around. Let it come around. Look, they ain't Idaho, okay? They ain't Idaho.
It's fair.
Anyway. Anyway, Doug, I have a barrel-aged pumpkin spice ale called the Headless Heron from Central Waters.
The Headless Heron.
This beer, man, was a big. It used to be one of those big bottle share things. It used to be sold for all kinds of craziness. Our boy Landon loves it. It's probably one of our bigger. So then what happened was, I don't know, it went away for a couple years, and people lost their cotton. Well, I was gonna say cotton picking, but we don't pick cotton up here, so I can't. Anyway. They lost their damn minds up here. It came back recently in these cans, Doug. It used to be in bombers.
Yeah,
you can only get it in a bomber. Yeah, now it's in cans. It's a pumpkin spice barrel age. You know how Central Waters is barrel age. I think you had a recent one.
Yeah. I think I have one in my cellar fridge too, if I remember correctly.
What is the ABV on this one? Oh my
it's
god!
It's barrel aged.
No. Right, like, oh my god! I don't even see it here. I don't even see it here. Let's see, spice with nutmeg, cinnamon, all the good stuff, Doug. You know you love this shit. You love all that pumpkin spice shit, don't you?
Not always.
Oh, okay. Well, it's basically an adjunct beer, with all kinds of shit in it. You know how it goes.
Well,
cinnamon, nutmeg.
I mean, I would try it for science.
Yeah, but like that can that shit be too overwhelming for you? Is that the problem?
No. It's just sometimes I find that with pumpkin beers, when they were like super popular a few years ago, everybody made a pumpkin beer. And very few people could make a good pumpkin beer. There's a handful of good pumpkin beers. I think Warlock is my favorite. I think Pumpkin Ale from Dogfish Head's really good, but that's an OG pumpkin beer. So, like, there's so many people making pumpkin beers, and few of them were good. They just didn't know how to mix them. So, if you're saying if you're saying like the spices and everything are well combined, then that makes a good pumpkin beer to me.
Yeah, yes, and I'm also getting barrel aged too, Doug. I'm getting a lot of barrel aged from it, which I like. There's a nice balance there. I'm with you, Doug. Like, I love pumpkin. I love pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin spice. I love the stupid pumpkin. Well, I don't know if I like the Starbucks thing. I actually never had that. But like, I like pumpkin everything, Doug. And I like sweet potatoes too. So I'm all in those legumes. But pumpkin beers, I'm with you, man. Too many bad ones have ruined. Um, is that mine, JHG? Awesome. 8.5? Really? It drinks It drinks like 11. It really does. Like the barrel age is coming through, and it's just like it's almost maybe too much barrel. And this has never been like one of my favorite beers. It's a good one though, Doug. And I'm gonna try to get this to you. It should be fine by the time it gets to you too. It's a barrel age, you know what I mean? So
Yep.
you can fuck with it a little bit. And maybe some of the adjuncts coming off of I mean it's good, it's good. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's complicated with pumpkin beers. I don't know. It's almost like coleslaw for me. It's almost like
Yeah.
Long Island iced teas for me. It's almost like there's just certain things that like if they're not top notch and they're like their brand or whatever, then it's just not gonna. It's just not gonna work. So
Yeah,
let's
I
see.
agree. I agree. It's one of those things like there's certain things that you just go, well, that's just not going to cut it if it's not right. And it's one of those things where like it reminds me a bit of like when like we're still doing the thing with the IPAs. Now I think we're starting to dwindle a little bit away from them for people making craft beers. Like the bigger ones are going to make lots of IPAs because they sell fast. But just the idea of like I remember when we had all the Sculpins from Ballast Point for a while, where they're making fucking all these fruit adjunct IPAs for a while, and
Raspberry, pineapple,
yeah,
orange,
and they and they
cranberry. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
but I think you can go overboard with it. Like, so I'm with you.
Mhm.
The pumpkin beers are just tough. Like, if you don't make it well, it really sticks out is when it's bad to me.
Mhm.
This
Mhm.
is fucking delicious. This fucking beer, holy shit! I didn't realize that it said on the bottle that Giant Jones and Working Draft open a couple of months apart. I thought Working Draft
Open
had
a,
been
yeah,
around.
open a couple months apart, and they're literally a couple steps away from each other. Literally a couple steps,
Huh.
right up the street. Yeah, they're really close. They're within like a block and a half max. So they're really nice. And it's weird because I always go to Giant Jones and never go to Working Draft. Like, and never. It's just, I always get stopped at Giant Jones, and then I'm in there talking to them, and I see people I know, and I never really get over to Working Draft. But Working Draft, I mean, those are clearly two of our best ones here, especially in the city of Madison. Um, we have outskirt. Like New Glarus is an outskirt. New Glarus is actually 40 minutes away from Madison, so that doesn't count as a Madison brewery. That's a Wisconsin one. But
Yeah.
within the city limits, those two are some of our best for sure, and they deserve all the accolades they get. They're just great. So
Yeah. I want to say one thing about this is a lot of Baltic porters you'll get, and they're really sweet. And
yeah,
this one is not. This one's way more on the roasty side, even though it's 8.8%. It drinks more just like a good roasty porter with a hint of sweetness. Whereas like sometimes like with the Baltic porters, when they're really sweet, it's just ugh.
yeah, it's not. It's
Then
cloying. It's
yeah, it's
not good.
cloying, and I don't want that.
Hmm.
Which is odd for me coming from someone who has had umpteen uh, dessert stouts on the show,
Hmm.
but this is really smooth. This is super duper smooth and tasty. Yeah,
That's good. One of the few things
great
you hang
artwork.
around Jessica Jones, y'all, and if y'all saw our interview with Jessica Jones, she literally took us to fucking science school the last
Hmm.
time she was here. She
Yeah.
literally took us, and Doug and I were like captivated. We're like,
Hmm.
"Oh, lady, just keep talking, and we'll shut up, and you talk."
Hmm.
And we'll just sit here. But one of the things that I learned every time I hang out with her for an extended period of time, Doug, I learn something new. One of the things I learned the last time we hung out, I went to that panel with her and Chris and all that, and that panel
Yeah.
was amazing. Actually, I should tell an anecdote for that because I don't think I told that story. We'll get to that in a second. But what she told me, Doug, is that there's a threshold for sweetness that she refuses to go over.
Mm.
So no matter if her beer, like, because she makes all her beers are high ABV. She's made one below 7, I believe, in her whole
Yeah.
years of she only did one. But Doug, there's a threshold of sweetness. I'm not going to say what it is, I actually don't remember to even say it, but I wouldn't say it because that's probably one of her. She didn't tell me not to say it, but that's one of her things. I think that makes Giant Jones. You know how
What
this
it
is.
makes
Sometimes
Giant
there
Jones
needs
what
to
it
be.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a threshold of sweetness, Doug. So she'll never like that's. She said that's the thing that she just doesn't want is any sweet beers, and all these high ABV beers, as you know, Doug, like your high ABV beers, a lot of them are sweet as hell, and that just ruins any kind of touch that you're looking for in any of those big beers, in my personal opinion. And that's
Yeah.
why I don't like fruited stouts because I
Uh,
just feel generally they're just way over sweet for the most part. If you can make me a fruited stout that's like balanced, that I can still taste the beer in there, and it's not just like some kind of wine cooler or whatever the hell y'all trying to make. Um, it's just weird, but yeah. So that's why that one. The reason I'm doing this, that's why that one's probably not sweet for you, is because Jessica Jones is just not having it that way. She's just
yeah.
not doing it.
It's superb.
So,
It's really, really fucking good. I'm glad you gave
mhm.
me a bottle of that because, yeah.
That's cool, man. I'm always going to bring in a Giant Jones. That makes Doug a happy man. And it's easy too because I
Yeah.
pretty much live there as far as breweries go. So
And one of these
I'm
days,
always in there.
one of these days, I have to make it to Madison, and so you and I can go to
Yeah,
like Milwaukee and Madison and do like beer tours. I'd love to do that with you.
yeah, and you're gonna have to spend like a whole day over at Giant Jones because
Yeah.
their board now is like 12 beers or some shit. So we'll just
Really
go there.
nice.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
So, and it's great. It's great. So, Jessica Jones, there was this panel, Doug. The Beer Baron did it, and he did it with Isaac Slowacki, who was the owner of Untitled Art, the former owner of Octopi. He sold out to Asadi beer.
Asante,
Um,
Asante, not
yeah,
Ashanti, not Ashanti.
Asante.
She sings
I know.
with Ja Rule.
Yeah, and she's married to Nelly, I think now, right? Anyway,
Really?
um,
Whatever.
yeah, I think. Anyway, or they have a kid or something, engaged or something. Anyway, shout out to Ashanti, she's cool. But anyway, it was him, it was Jessica Jones, it was a Young Bloods owner, and it was the owner of Rush Klitsch, it was the owner of Lakefront. Long story short, it was this wonderful panel that they were talking about craft beer, and I learned a lot about all the breweries on there because they were talking about their individual situations, all that. So the last question Chris asked the panel was, if you could be a hop. Did I tell you this story, Doug? If you could be a hop, which hop would you be? And so they go around the panel, and Jessica Jones was last. So Jessica Jones looks at Chris's card because he was sitting next to her, and she's like, the question says, if I could be a hop, what would I be? So she answers in a very Jessica Jones way. She goes, well, I really don't want to be a hop. I would love to just be myself, which is a trans woman. And I work so hard at being a trans woman, and I love being a trans woman. I wouldn't want to be anything else. And that was that was followed by a big round of applause, pretty much a standing O. People got up and was clapping and was just like happy, and it was this big word thing, and it was the last question. So it was literally almost like a mic drop. Like Chris had to come out and say, "Hey y'all, we're done," blah blah blah. But if it wasn't for that, it would have been like the end. Doug, it was just the best answer ever, and she just looked confident and amazing and fun about it, and just the way the crowd embraced her was just awesome. Madison's a very liberal city, so
Yeah.
we don't fuck around with that fuck shit for the most part down here.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go, you go 10 miles north of Madison, and then they're all messing around with that kind of fuck shit. But
Yeah.
whatever. That aside, it was just amazing. Yeah, Hex, it was good. It was good. It was great. And Jessica is just so unapologetic about who she is. It's just amazing, and I would assume that she's a great role model for other trans folks as far as being confident in who they are and living their lives and not giving a fuck. So if y'all don't follow Giant Jones, y'all should, just for that reason, period. And also because they make excellent beer.
Yes, they do.
And if y'all bug me enough, I will send you some. Obviously, Doug bugged me enough that I make sure every time I see him once a year that he gets his Giant Jones, so I don't have to hear Doug bitching at me all year if he doesn't get it. So, and Doug doesn't bitch at me, but I'm just, I said that for.
I try not.
I mean, he does, but not for that shit. But anyway. So that was fun, dog. That was good. And yeah, she's this. You already know. Ashanti is married to Nelly. Yeah, okay,
Yep.
okay. I thought so. And they had a kid too. So, or they have a newborn or something like that. So good on them. Good on them.
Yep.
Wonderful. Bzz, 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 bzz.
I
What's
don't know
that
what the
Jay
biz
shit?
is. Yeah.
All right.
No
Well,
idea.
Doug, you know what this is, or do you have something? You good?
No, I'm good. What are we doing next, man? Let's keep it
You
rolling.
already know.
As my favorite music for the cutaways. I don't know why. I just love that music.
Well, didn't Zach say it was poor music or something goofy?
Of course he did. But yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. He's
he's
bugging us.
bugging us.
Okay. Buzz. Okay.
Doug, you see the slide, right?
I do. Would you
So
like me
you
to
can.
pop it up?
Yeah, I don't have anything to watch, so this is all
Okay.
you, buddy.
Well, I have three things to talk about.
Oh.
This I am picking because it is the 10-year anniversary of this movie. One of my favorite action series ever. It's, of course, John Wick. The cool thing is they are doing a 2-night theater run where you can see it in the theaters on November 3rd and November 6th. So you have to go to Fathom Events is the name that's the company that does these. They do a lot of re-releases in like specific movie theaters. I didn't see the first three John Wick movies in the theater. I saw them all on streaming. I saw the fourth one in the theater, and that was awesome. So Joe and I are going to go see this together. And so I'm looking forward to that, to seeing it in the theater for the first time. So yeah, John Wick, just superb.
One of those dates?
November 3rd and November 6th. I'll find the thing.
And
Hold on.
when's election day?
November
8th,
6th.
right?
No, the 5th. The 5th. The 5th. Is it the 5th?
The 5th. The 5th. Okay. So the day after Thanksgiving, the day
Yeah,
after
the
election
5th is
day, and then like.
And Sunday before election day.
Okay. Me and the boys never seen it, so maybe we'll jump out. Wow. Maybe we'll
All
do
right,
that.
hold on. I will share this. Hold on.
Maybe we'll do that. I could treat them to movies on a day after Thanksgiving or a day after. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
So here it is. John Wick's thing. I'll give you the link here so you can do whatever you want with it. So yeah, there it is, Greg, in a private chat, so that you can do that. You can book it with you and your kids. So I just, and there's also a spinoff coming called Ballerina, which is a spinoff of the Wick series. Because in the last movie or two movies, I can't remember which, there's actually a part of it where you find out that Wick is actually from Belarus. And there's a whole mafia family kind of thing that's involved in ballerinas and that sort of stuff. So yeah, ballerina is like an assassin that's a ballerina. So yeah, I'm super stoked to see this again and see this in the theater. I've never have. So
cool. And Doug, I don't know if you know, PlayStation just had something. They're releasing John Wick 2 game coming up.
Really? Okay. I never played the first
Didn't
one.
Didn't you play the first one?
No, I did not. I think it was a PlayStation exclusive, which is why I couldn't. But
okay. That makes sense. I thought it was one of the games that we played, but maybe not. That's cool. All right, Doug. Yeah, you got the yeah. What's going on?
All right. So I watched the entire season of the new season of the Circle.
Wait, it's the new season's out? It's totally fully out.
Yeah, you can watch the whole thing. I'm going to ruin one part of it. It is the dumbest group of people I've ever seen on the Circle. The dumbest. Just the dumbest. Everybody is super gullible, but
and they clearly haven't watched it.
They've clearly watched it. I'm just saying, it's just all right. There's some people that it's just dumb. Like Joe and I were watching this. I'm like, I'm not sure I can watch the Circle anymore. This is the dumbest group of people I've ever seen on this show. It's just dumb. Wow. Like the person that won any other season would have been out immediately. like just immediate. Everybody just saw right through them, but they ended up winning. So I'm not going to say who it is. I'm just saying I just saw that and I was like, I will say I hated this person immediately. I was like, I fucking hope they don't win. Like the first episode, I was like, nope, I don't want them to win. So, again, I hate watch this entire season because the people were super dumb.
Okay. But so it was less enjoyable than previous?
Yes, because at least there were some characters that were playing smartly or people you could root for. There was only two people I really rooted for, and they didn't win, obviously. So I'm not, like I said, it's something where I would be curious for you to watch it and see if you agree with me. I just feel like they were all super dumb.
You know me, I'll watch it all in like 3 days and I'll get back to you.
Yeah. So the last thing
Doug.
I have is I just started this. I only got through the first episode, but we've had I think 2 or 3 people recommend watching the Shogun, which won a shit ton of awards.
Manny was the main one.
Manny was one. I want to say I saw Rod J talking about it. He wasn't on our show when he was talking about it, but he talked about it too. I will say the first, like the way it's shot is beautiful. Like, and I've only watched one episode, but I'm really looking forward to watching the rest of this. So we'll see how well this goes. The guy that's the main character was also in the last John Wick movie. So that's kind of a weird tie into John Wick, but so yeah, those are the things that I am watching. There's also a new season of Love Is Blind, Greg, and I haven't started watching it yet.
I'm a few back on that. So I've been watching my normal dumb shit, y'all. Big Brother, Survivor, The Challenge. It's all goofy shit. I don't recommend any of that shit. So y'all don't do it.
Are you watching the newer season of Survivor?
I'm watching all of it. Yes.
Okay. So
I've seen every season of Survivor. So yeah, I'm up to the latest one. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a guy that's one of the members of Crooked Media, John Lovett, is on the newest season of Survivor, who's like this gay guy who was a speechwriter for Obama.
Oh. I shouldn't say anything if you didn't see it.
I didn't see it, and I'm not going to watch it. I don't care. Now,
I think he got voted off first.
Well, he is reasonably famous, so that kind of makes sense. But yeah,
he's reasonably weird too. If I got that right.
Yeah.
He was kind of weird. A little bit of a. But those political people are a little bit, they're a little quirky. All right, Doug, that was fun. This is Doug. You like the last one. This one is my favorite.
Yeah. Okay, you might be right. That might be better. That one.
Anyway,
it's got a great beat and you can dance to it.
You just like this. You like the sexiness of this.
Yeah, I do. It also is weirdly, it's slightly eerie in how the background music is, and I like that shit. But yeah, I stand corrected. I think your "What Are We Listening To?" that clip's probably better. Bumbleclapped. Sorry.
Anyway, what the hell are you listening to? Because when I looked at the slide, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" First of all,
this is a podcast. I'm going to tell you the premise of this, and it is fucking wild. There is a town in Georgia called Noble, and in 2002, this guy was going to a where you go and you have people a crematorium, a crematory, whatever you want to call it, and he had to fill up a propane tank. And when he got there, he didn't know where to go. So he was walking around and he saw a pile of stuff and he could see bones sticking out of it. This turned out to be the crematorium wasn't burning the bodies. And the guy was just burying and putting bodies everywhere on this 16-acre property. and this podcast follows all of it. And it is a real story that really happened, and it is so fucked up. You know how this came onto my radar is Stephen King on Twitter recommended that you take a listen to it. And I'm like, well, if that motherfucker listened to it, I gotta listen to it. And it was engrossing and weird and strange and a little frustrating and gross, but just holy shit. That is something that, like, if you listen to it, you're gonna be like, how the fuck did this happen? Kind of thing. So yeah, that is a messed up podcast for sure.
Look, y'all and the Cope are shit. And now you're gonna do this, dog. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you, dog. This shit's wild.
That's okay. It is wild.
Humans be wild, right?
Yeah, the thing is, my podcasts are generally like I listen to some informative stuff. I listen to sports stuff and dumb stuff. That thing just was like fucking weird. The other thing I listened to is Maxwell's Tiny Desk concert because I fucking love Maxwell. God damn, that guy can sing his ass. And it's like 40 minutes of Maxwell singing his hits in a little tiny room. It's fucking great.
Maxwell's excellent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely sexy music there. So yeah.
Maxwell's sexy music. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right. And I went down a little bit of memory lane here with Mark Ronson's version, which is a great goddamn album. It is basically, he has people sing songs. Like this is where Valerie by
Amy Winehouse.
Winehouse.
Great. That's a classic.
That's a classic, and that's her redoing that song. That's not her song.
Right.
So there is a song, there is a version of Toxic on here on this album that is far better than the Toxic by Britney Spears, which is the same much, but it is so interesting and unique. And he does things where he takes like a Radiohead song and has somebody else sing it in a different way and a different cadence with different music and timing. Mark Ronson's like this really crazy talented producer who's produced.
Mark Ronson. Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
No, he did. Now, have you ever seen the movie Hitch with Will Smith and the Paul Blart guy?
No, but keep going.
But there's a song in there called "Ooh Wee," and which is kind of one of the songs in the middle of the movie. Mark Ronson produced that, and he made a whole rap album. And then after Version, that was before Version, and the one before Version was called "Here Comes the Fuzz," and there was Version, and then there was one where he did 80s style music, all synthesizers shit. Like he just does all these weird, unique projects. And he was very close to Amy Winehouse, and he actually tried to get her help. And the Rehab song was actually partially written about him trying to get her to go rehab. So
Mark Ronson is a fucking stud when it comes to this shit, in my personal opinion. He's also the DJ behind Uptown Funk, Bruno Mars. He's also behind Ooh Wee, which is one of my favorites, dog. Oh my god, I love that tune. I fucking love that tune.
And that was in the movie Hitch.
Yeah, that's one of my repeats, man. That song is really happy. There's another one called Bang Bang Bang, by Mark Ronson. I can name a whole bunch of Mark Ronson songs. Mark Ronson is excellent. He's UK. He's from the UK, guys. So he's not a household name here, and he's kind of getting to be a household name over here. But he works with a lot of artists. He's in the same strain as who's that Calvin guy that did it?
Calvin Harris.
Karen Harris. He's in that strain of like doing beats for songs and getting people in with him and all that collaboration kind of thing.
Yeah, so he's more of a background guy. I think Calvin Harris is more into the EDM, electronic dance music, and all that stuff, whereas Ronson kind of goes all over the fucking place.
Sure. But I was really riffing off the whole collaboration thing. Like,
sure,
these guys don't sing; they need people to sing for them. They make the beats. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those kind of things. So you'll see Mark Ronson on a whole lot of different songs from different people, and you'll be like, "Damn, that's Mark Ronson." Well, he doesn't really sing. Actually, there's a couple songs that Mark Ronson had sing. He had a great show on Apple TV about making music. I bet you that tracks.
Now I'm gonna have to watch that because that's gonna be fascinating to me. Yeah.
He doesn't make it bad. I mean, you can't say that, but that guy doesn't make a bad track if that makes sense.
No.
He hits at a really high clip.
All right. I didn't know this. He did a great song with Lake Lee. I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah. I wish we could sing, man. I wish we could sing on here, or I wish we could play music because I could play a whole set of Mark Ronson. I love Mark Ronson. Oh, he has a song with Mystical called Motherfucker. Where what's it called? I'll send you that one actually, Doug, with Mystical.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big Mystical fan, so yeah.
I'm not either, but that song rocks. That song is a good one. I feel right in this motherfucker. I feel good in this motherfucker. We can rock this motherfucker. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I'm glad you knew who he was because that guy just produces shit. And there's certain people that work in the background that Rick Rubin's another guy. Like now he's a little bit of a household name, but like, but he just always kind of sticks to the back of things, even though he's a fucking musical genius and how he produces. But yeah.
Yeah, Mark Ronson reminds me of I don't know his story, so maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong, but maybe I'm right. He reminds me of a kid that was bullied for being a geek in school.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, I'm going to get you motherfuckers. I'm going to become one of the most prolific DJs on this rock, and I'm going to prove all you bitches wrong that I am excellent. Because he respectfully, if you look at him, he looks like he was a geek when he was young. He looks like that guy. He literally does.
I mean, if you look at it,
I just put that on him. I put that like story on him. Like that dude came from nothing. He was bullied.
This is a little bit, but this is just how he looks like some regular old dude. Like, you know what I mean? It's okay.
He's in every yeah. Let me pull. Maybe I can pull up a picture of him that looks like what I was talking about. Yeah, he's a record producer too. I don't know. Mark Ronson is all right. He looks all right here, but this is all like old Mark Ronson. Let's see here, all studious Mark Ronson, but he just looks like an everyday dude. He doesn't look like anything. You know what I mean? Like, you know how this goes. I mean, I guess everybody looks like an everyday dude, right? Is that how it works?
Yes.
Anyway,
sure.
But yeah, Mark Ronson, he's like this skinny kind of. He might be tall,
almost like a pompadour kind of hairdo too.
Yeah. He's so British, Doug. He's so British. I mean, look at this. He's not. You know what I mean? Like he's not.
You're very.
I don't know about that shirt. I don't know. Pull the shirt up. I don't know about the hair.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he has a shirt on underneath that coat. I think that's just a coat with his fucking chest hair pulling out of there. But
yeah, that's why he needs to pull the shirt up.
Or put a shirt on, maybe. I don't know.
Something. It was not. I don't know. That was a little weird for me. But anyway.
All right. That's fine. All right. So what are you listening to, Greg?
Oh, I'm not listening to any. I'm listening to you every week. Tell me what you're listening to, though.
Yeah, but you're like the music guy. You always are listening to a bunch of things.
Yeah, not this week. I don't know. It's been a weird week. My son got his wisdom teeth out, so we've kind of been just dealing with him, dealing with all that. So I haven't listened to really anything. It's kind of weird. So yeah, thanks for pushing me because now I'm gonna be like, Doug called me out, so now I got to listen to like 40 albums in a row. Doug, you have some reading, right? Don't you?
Yeah, I have two things. If you have that available, I don't.
Oh, well, do you want to pull that up? Because I think you put it in the pull up the slide if you don't mind. Can you do that while I do this?
Yep, let me do that. All right, so I had two things. One thing I finished, which is Ghost Eaters. Whoop.
Sorry, oh, Doug, you're not. Yeah, get out of there. I'll do it.
Okay, sorry. I was doing it wrong.
No worries.
I was like, why is this not going into full screen? What am I doing?
Technical difficulties, y'all. We're working through this.
As we do.
How about user error? How about, or what does my son say? User diff? Is that what he says? Here we go.
All right, so this is Ghost Eaters. This is by Clay McLeod Chapman, who's kind of a rising star in the horror scene. This is an interesting thing where basically the premise is this woman's on again, off again partner who has really had a lot of issues with drugs and ends up dying. But they come up with there's a drug called Ghost where you can go, do you want to get haunted? And then you go and you take this drug and it allows you to communicate with dead people. So it's sort of like tripping, but like you're actually communicating with dead people. That's the premise of it. I'm not going to go any farther in it. It takes, to me, there's some things I sort of predicted, which I normally don't do when I read, but at the same time, it was a super interesting ride. I really thought that was pretty fun and interesting. So that's a good one. The other thing that I got, this is a recent one I just got, and it's called Never Whistle at Night. This is an indigenous dark fiction anthology, so all the writers in this anthology have indigenous heritage. And the introduction by Stephen Graham Jones is probably the most well-known indigenous horror writer we have. And I just started reading this, so I don't have a lot of feedback to give. It's just in my effort to diversify my bookshelf, I don't have any indigenous writers on my bookshelf, which is, it's funny because I try to be progressive about what I'm doing, but, I want to be able to have folks who aren't me, who don't look like me, telling me stories, and I get to read them. So, I bought this off of TikTok, but you can get it anywhere. So, I would suggest getting it if for no other reason, just to diversify your bookshelf. So, and Greg, do you know why the title is Never Whistle at Night? Well, in indigenous culture, the nighttime is where all the spirits roam. So if you hear a whistle and you're in the woods, no, you didn't. You ignore and get the fuck away from it. Because especially in places like Appalachia, like there's a whole culture. It's like if you heard anything in the woods, you absolutely did not hear anything in the woods. You go wherever the fuck you can to get away from it, and you just act like you never heard it. Because the idea is if you respond to it, then you are inviting those spirits into you. And so it's really fucking creepy. And it's
What is this? Some Blair Witch bullshit? No, I'm good.
kind of. By the way, Blair Witch is
too low. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
25 years old.
Don't fucking do it. Don't say it.
Well, that brings up a topic to talk about real quick. So, for me, Blair Witch was like one of those things. There's certain movies. Now that was released in 1999, but the internet was just starting. So Blair Witch did this great marketing campaign online about it, but it was in the early days when nobody knew what the fuck they were doing with online shit. But that was one of the times where people would like watch it and come out and be like, I'm not telling you shit about that movie. Fucking go in and watch it. And like there was a lot of that going on, like things with like The Usual Suspects, Sixth Sense, things like that. People would not spoil shit. Now everybody spoils shit for you. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on the idea of like the culture of like something like Blair Witch, where everybody kind of wanted you to go experience it yourself without fucking it up for you? Whereas nowadays, if there's something with a twist in it, everybody's trying to fucking be the first to tell you what the twist is. Like, how do you look at that?
Well, we're less patient as a society, probably, but also the forms of media is different too. Like, I think we gave people more respect back then because there was really you had to go to a theater to see it. I think it's a little different if like it's like the Circle on Netflix, where it's like, bet you could go to Circle right now and get it. You don't have to. It's more accessible, so that I think people get less impatient with spoilers, but they just want to fucking. And then the internet makes you just want to scream about everything, and you feel like your voice goes everywhere, and it doesn't. Nobody cares anymore than we did with society. Nobody cares. Like if people realize that nobody gives a fuck about what you put online, Literally, no one cares. Listen, there's a handful of people that care. I'm not even trying to be that. Unless you're fucking Beyonce or Taylor Swift, nobody gives a shit what y'all think. Sorry, I know it's bad, and I know I sound like an asshole, but I realized this early on. No one gives a fuck about what I think, and that's fine. There's like 5 people that might, Doug, and I can influence those people. Hopefully 2 of them are my boys. Other than that, I really don't care. But I'm not trying to get into that. I'm just saying I think, there's a short, we're less patient I think than we used to be. Maybe I'm wrong. And I think all this technology does not help because everything is instantaneous. Doug, I sent you a message. I expect a message back. I personally don't, but people do. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like, whether it be Messenger or any of these, people expect you to respond the second you see
Immediately.
I absolutely don't. In fact, I actually want you to read my shit and then think about it before you get back. I don't want that instant answer unless you have it. I'm not looking for an instant answer. As I always tell people, especially on Messenger, it's almost like a message board for me. I put it there. When you see it, you get back to it. Unless it's something like, Doug, especially you and I, like we have a range from like, again, Monday for this stream is different than Friday at 5:00. Okay.
Right.
I'm asking you on Monday, Doug. Hey, Doug, can you start the pre-production thread with Amanda? And I haven't talked to Amanda in a while. Can you start that thread? Like, Doug is one of these people that the second that Doug does it, literally the minute that Doug can get it done, he's going to get it done. Right.
So I don't fucking forget.
Yeah,
That's why.
I'm like, right now, I'm a little different, y'all, because I'm like, I look at it. If I can get it done immediately, I will. But if I feel I can put it off, I probably will. So then I'm not that guy, but I will at least like checkmark Doug, or I'll at least put a thumbs up that Doug knows that I saw it. So then Doug knows that I got to do what I got to do. Especially for like the Cope Bar things. There's some things that like, Doug, Greg, can you do this? And I'm like, cool. Doug, what I usually do is I usually put a thumbs up when I see it. And then when I'm done with it, I usually put a check, because that means it's done. Now, we've never talked about that.
Oh,
okay.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
Right. But like, there's that level of like, I think, Doug, I blame beepers. It all started with beepers. Remember beepers? Did you have a fucking beeper?
Oh, absolutely. I had a beeper.
Right. And people expected you to respond the second they sent that beep. And I know this because I had a beeper and people are like, well, I beeped you like 2 hours ago. Okay, motherfucker, I wasn't near a phone. Like, that was when, remember that, Doug, when you had a beeper, but you didn't have a cell phone. So then you had to get a beeper and you had to go to a fucking payphone or like a friend's phone or like somewhere or home or
a landline somewhere. Yeah.
Right. And then sometimes you beat me and I didn't want to talk to you. So I didn't respond. So then there's
there's one fucking video which fucking cracked me up, and it was this person who is a Gen Z person, I think, and they were like, hey, I have an idea. What if we had just like a central phone in the house where everybody could get calls? And this fucking guy was like, oh, you talk about a house phone. Oh, fuck, how old am I? Like, like it was like this person who was young just had no concept of the idea of a house phone. And this guy's like, holy shit, you're talking about this. Like, I just remember that video just like cracking up because it was like, oh, how old am I? This is hurting me. Like, shit. So, yeah. Oh, man. All right. So I want to go for a third beer, if you don't mind, sir. All right. So what I have, I'm going to reference our mutual friend, Chris Strasner. Drink yo cellar, because I have color beer. This is a nearly 2-year-old Black Ops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
let's do the circles for this one.
Yeah. Woohoo, baby. That smells fucking fantastic. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some hard alcohol, Doug. Let's do it.
Yeah, all right, man. So look at that, baby. That bourbon smell on that is just fucking awesome.
Yeah, because all the adjuncts. Wait. What year is this, dog?
1222, nearly 2 years.
Oh, okay. I thought you said. I thought at first you said 12, and I was like 12 years old.
No, I don't have any. I have one beer in my fridge that is from 2015. I think.
Okay.
Wait, 2015? No. I stand corrected. It is 2018 or 2019. It is a dragon's milk that I have that I have been saving for a particular guest who has not been able to schedule with us. So this is what's interesting about this is like what happens with this is the bourbon as you age it, the bourbon comes way more forward. The bourbon barrel aging just comes way forward, but it also thins, so it's not as full bodied as it is when you have it fresh. But so which means it drinks really smooth and quick. So it drinks because of how thin it is, almost like a light beer. Not the flavor or the bourbon, but like the thinness of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the mouthfeel.
The mouthfeel is very thin, but shit, you know that thing's gonna ring your fucking bell because it's fucking bourbon barrel aged, and that is all you get out of this is just this fucking heavy bourbon scent and flavor. So it is super delicious. It's just like super dangerous because I could just toss this back because it's like the bourbon flavor's there, but it's not like that super aggressive bourbon where you're like, fuck, I gotta really slow down with this. So yeah. Thank you for that, Mike.
Hey, you guys.
Welcome, Mike. It's been a while since we saw you, sir. So
I know. Hopefully everything's going good down there. Hopefully y'all going to turn Texas blue for us. Let's go, Mike. You got
please.
this.
I hear some good things about Colin. Colin Allred is doing well.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to get my hopes up, man. I'm not trying to get my hopes
Me either. We did that with Beto.
Because Ted Cruz. Well, I did. Maybe you did. I was unsure. I'm always unsure about Texas. I'm not fucking with Texas in that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, until I can fuck with Texas in that way. So y'all get rid of Ted Cruz. We can talk. We can have a conversation. But y'all
you can get rid of that fucking. You can get rid of that fucking governor and that fucking lieutenant, fucking district attorney or whatever the main guy is, attorney general. That guy's fucking shitweed. But anyway,
I'm not an ableist, but I gotta say Hot Wheels. Sorry. Anyway. I'm not an ableist, but I'm going to say something ableist.
Hey, you can be a shithead and be in a wheelchair. He's a shithead.
I know. He's just a shithead. So, like, that's why I want to say I wouldn't do it to anybody else.
It's so like that one video where I saw where the guy said, "I got you a pillow," and it said "shithead" on it. And the kid's like, "What is this?" He says, "What does it say?" The kid said, "Shatheed." And he thought it said "shatheed," and his mom's like, "Oh, god damn it! Why'd you get him that? It says shithead." The kid's like super mad. Shatheed.
So I don't know how to segue from that into this, but it's going to be rough. But I'm having a tequila Espanol. I'm bad. Cristalino. Yeah, it's an añejo, dog, but it's run through the barrels, or I think it's run through distillery, put in a barrel, and then run through the distillery again. I think it's like super añejo almost.
Super añejo.
Something, I don't know.
I love that.
Yeah, I made that up, so don't come at me in the comments, y'all, because y'all probably know more than me about this. But yeah, it's really good. Cool. Ooh, it smells smooth.
Dude, you drank that like it was water.
What I love about tequila, really high end tequila, Doug, doesn't burn at all going down, and it gives you this like, is it effervescence where it goes through your nose? It almost feels like it almost feels like it clears you out. This is
horseradish.
I haven't had this one before. This is a lovely, nice one. Even really high end tequilas, they'll give you that, like, you know how people do the, the lime with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The lime, and the really good tequilas give you that lime kick at the end.
Nice.
And it's really nice, actually. Yeah. This is really, really nice. I could sip this, as you saw, all night long.
That was not a sip. What you did, that was like, whoop.
Yeah, it was probably like 1 ounce. I'm really weird about that, actually, Doug. I only try to pour 1 ounce. I don't try to do doubles, unless it's a double night. And I mean, the week was kind of weird, but not
We've all had
horrible.
those. We've all had those nights. The double
Yeah,
night.
where you just fill the double night.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you,
All right,
when you get good scotch, there is
like that.
there's like not a burn. It's just this sort of thing where it kind of warms you up in just this really lovely way. And like
Mhm.
there's if you get a good, like for me, it's always the Islays because they have that really smoky, peaty flavor. There it feels like you're at a campfire and like everything. If you get really good Islay, for me, that's really good. I understand what you're saying with the Neho, where it's like that's your jam, and it just gives you this sort of nice warm feeling. This is right. This is great. This is perfect. Like it's not burning. It just like feels good the way it works. So.
All right, Doug. We're gonna start to wrap it up here, y'all. We're gonna take a slow night when we don't have a guest. We usually try to get out of here early, get an early weekend, because usually with guests we get all crazy. And with that being said, y'all, we're probably gonna get crazy next week with that guy. Jeffrey returns to talk about food. Doug and I want to talk about just to give each other kind of updates on where we're at with food, how we're eating, whether we're doing good or not, and the tips and tricks that we've picked up here lately. And and by lately I mean the past couple of years after our heart issues that we both had kind of almost simultaneously or near each other. And we've been doing different things. I will tell you all about burger tacos like next week. Doug's going to talk about different things that he does at home and really tweaks on the road too. Jeffrey Tepper gave us a really nice one for all of us that we could use, because I think we all are we're over consuming food, all of us, even people who are in good shape. There's just too much food put in front of you, whether it's at the restaurant or whether you do it yourself. We put too much food in front of us, and we, especially the boomers, we can blame them a little bit because their generation came from nothing, and they were used to eating everything that they had provided to them because they didn't have excess. Well, we're part of the excess generation, and super big gulps, and we were the ones
Biggie size,
biggie size, and the extra sizes, and
super
would
size.
you like to upgrade your chicken? Would you like to upgrade your fries and all that bullshit? And these big ton. I mean, now we got these big thermoses, Doug. Like 44-ounce drugs that we all, now it's mostly water, so we're good. But it used to be soda, and so there's just a whole lot of things that I think we could all do. And then we all do, especially as you get older, you really literally have to change your lifestyle, unless you just want to crash out, and that's fine. Some people crash out, and that's what they want to do. Anyway, so Jeffrey will be here next week, y'all. We'll be talking about all that. Jeffrey's a joy. He's fun. He's one of our really good friends that we either met or we have made our friendship funner through this. Speaking of making our friendship funner. Doug has a project, or Doug and I have a project. I'm involved. You just won't see me in front of the camera. But Doug, last week we had the Cult Bar wrapping up Jonestown, and now we're gonna have the Cult Bar talking about
Christian nationalism, which will come the day after the national election. So a little bit apropos for what's going on. So basically, Bad Faith is a new documentary. I believe it's on Netflix. Where it talks about Christian nationalism's unholy war on democracy. So it is a real threat. There is a lot of shit going on with Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism is America's version of Nazism. It really is. And people who are Christian will take offense to that. I don't mean offense to Christians who I have friends who are Christian who are not this, who don't want this. But Christian nationalism is a real threat. People like J.D. Vance and Donald Trump are very much involved in it, even if it's tangentially. So yeah, looking forward to doing that. Kind of.
Well,
I'm just worried that we're going to do that, and it's not going to be the right person who got elected to office the day after, and that's what's going to be a problem. But
yeah, that's really the timing for that is all really interesting. So one of the things that little inside ball about the Cold Bar, y'all. Um, little inside bar about the Cold Bar. The Cold Bar is actually keeping it clean. This is my idea. I came up with this idea because I was hearing Doug and Renee talk about cults, and they kept talking about it, and I was like, y'all, why don't y'all get in front of a camera and do it? And you don't have to do it every week like we do Brothers and Booze. How about you do it, once a month? And they're both like, oh my god, this is a great idea. But after that point, y'all, I just kind of do I produce pretty much most of the things. Doug came up with the logo, but the intro, outro, and all that, I think Doug came up with both of them, but we've collabed. How about that?
Yep.
Especially for the producing part. Now, where we don't really collab is where, and I told y'all, I needed to be hands off with the whole cult thing because I'm not really, I wouldn't even, I would, I'm not calling y'all experts, but y'all are definitely more informed and, do the research and do these things and y'all know about it. So y'all aren't experts. We're not trying to say that, but y'all are knowledgeable. How about that in the cold area? So, so then I don't really fuck with any of that, y'all. They come up with, the themes for every week, what they're going to talk about, the outlines, all that. I don't touch any of that. I just help them with the producing. So, long story short, I'm kind of clueless in that. I love the format. I love the show because it was, my idea, and I support it as much as I can, but I can't do the content. So there's sometimes where I'm asking y'all questions, and it's like I should know. I feel sometimes I should know more as a producer, but like y'all have it on lock, so like we don't have to, discuss that. But there are weird questions that I have. So when y'all hear this question, it comes from that angle, meaning I'm clueless in the cold area, but I think I'm getting better at the whole producing thing. This is something that I like doing. This is fun. I would be, if we were on a set of a movie theater, I would definitely be a guy behind the scenes working with everybody. I would never be in front of the camera. It's just not my thing. So that being said, my long-winded intro, Doug, I can you connect the dots here between Christian nationalism and actually being a cult? Do y'all think it's a cult, or how does that line up for you?
Sure, it is. It is adjacent to Trumpism, and I'm talking Trumpism as a whole concept. So if you see, and we've all seen the videos where they're interviewing people who were in like the Trump hats and the Trump, and like Christian nationalism uses that as a vehicle to try to advance its agenda, which is to make America a Christian nation, period. No room for any other religions, none. You are a Christian and you are an American, and to try to tie those two together. And the reason this is cultish and why it falls under this purview is because this is a slow moving coup to try to make people be part of something that they have no choice in. You have no choice if you're like when you look at part of this documentary, which I saw they were talking about the Seven Mountains Mandate, which if you read on that, Seven Mountain Mandates is there's seven mountains which are pillars of society, and they want to dominate all of those. And all of them are like government, entertainment, like it's just everything. It's everything, and they want to control all of it so that they can mandate everything they want and make everybody follow it and have no recourse to not follow it. It is very Handmaid's Tale, but like expand the Handmaid's Tale outside of women being oppressed, but everybody being oppressed.
Right.
So,
Okay. Or keep going. Okay.
No, so like this whole thing, like for instance, where they're talking about like basically jettisoning all of the migrants. They're migrants, immigrants, where they're trying to get rid of quote unquote 20 million illegals is how they phrase them. So they make them an other. They're othering them. And that's what Christian nationalism does. It others people. It makes people others. You don't worship like I do. Therefore, you are not valid. No, it doesn't matter how you look, who you love. It doesn't matter. If you're not a Christian in the way that they see Christianity, not like I have a pastor friend who is very progressive. They would deem him not a Christian because he's not super conservative.
So all Christian nationalists are Christians, but not all Christians are Christian nationalists.
Very much so. You're exactly right.
And it's also, Doug, is this a form of Christian nationalism?
Absolutely. He's forcing his religion on other people.
Okay.
So
this is what it looks like in real life, right here.
Yes. And the interesting thing is what how they will justify this certain thing is there is a thing in Christianity where you are quote unquote required to bring the good news, the gospel to other people. You are required. It's called the Great Commission. It's to try to make other people be Christian. Not say, hey, we have this cool thing. Do you want to join? No, we want to make you Christian. That's the Great Commission. And it's insidious. It is woefully bad about allowing people to make their own choices. They say that God gives you free will. They don't really believe it. They think your will should be bent to go to God, not God gave you rebellious nature. And like, there's a lot of language to this that, again, it's the thing where they make it try to sound reasonable when it's very much not. So that's what this whole thing is really going to delve into it. I'm super looking forward to it. As someone who is not a believer in any deity, I'm borderline agnostic atheist. So like the notion of having a state-sponsored religion fucking rankles the fuck out of me. So I will be happy to delve into this.
And this is on YouTube, y'all, so it's free. So y'all have plenty of time. Y'all literally have a month and 2 days to watch this. And I highly suggest, if you're interested, do it, and then tune in with Renee and Doug and have this conversation with them as they recap it and give their 2 cents on why it's a cult, how it's a cult, and all that. And also, it'd be really nice for you to spend an hour and a half not dealing with our electric system. I'm sorry, electoral system for at least a day. Make sure you get your ass out there to vote, though.
Yes,
you
please.
can many places are I've already voted, y'all. Got my mail-in ballot and I handed it off, so I'm already in. But a lot of places are going to be opening up early voting soon. There's mail-in voting in many places now. Just make sure you get registered where you can. If you're one of those election day folks, great. Make sure you make a plan. Tell the boss all that. The boss has to give you off, by the way, or they have to give you time to do that. So they may not have to give you the whole day off, but they have to give you time to vote. That's a federal law. So if that's what you have to do, do that. But I prefer that you do the early voting if you can, and then you can. One of our friends said that she likes to put it in the machine herself, and I respect that. I do. So if that's what you got to do, that's great. If you're cool with I live in a fairly area where I don't think that they're trying to suppress my vote, so I can feel I can do what I need to do. But our friend who said that, I'm like, let's not name her, it doesn't matter. But she lives in Florida, so she should feel that way. Anyway, she should absolutely feel her, especially if they know how she's voting, against Ron the shitheads thing. You know how they like to suppress votes down there. So do whatever y'all can to get out there and vote, whether it's mail-in, early voting, or day off. So and again, remember, they have to give you time for that. Actually, it should be a filler holiday, but that's another side for another point.
It should be.
And JHG, well, you already know JHG. So yeah. Amazon Prime works too if y'all have that. YouTube is free, so that's why I suggested that. But and a couple other ones too, Tubi, and a couple other ones too. So
please Yeah, please avoid Tubi if you can, because that is owned by
My bad. My bad.
that is owned by Lachlan Murdoch, which is Rupert Murdoch's kid, and that guy is a fucking right wing fuck off. So fuck him. But like, if you have to do Tubi, you have to. I'm not going to shit on you
Yep.
for it. I'm just saying that I avoid Tubi whenever I can.
What Doug said, and also JC, yes, it's on YouTube, so it's free. So that's a good thing about it. I like that it's free because obviously it should be for everybody to understand, and the more not knowledge is power, Doug. So, and Doug, unless you have something else, it's time for our review. Are you good?
I'm good. Let's review, baby.
All right. So, actually, I do have a couple more things, but before we review real quick, Doug and I are gonna jump out of here real quick. But the next couple of weeks we have Jeffrey, which is always fun, and we usually go along with Jeffrey. After that, we have Bruising Banter podcast, Doug.
Oh man, that's gonna be fun.
And that's gonna be fun. I don't know how many of those they got. 3 guys, so
they got 3 guys. Hopefully, we have all of them. That'd be fucking great.
I know Lou's one of them. And I forget the other guy. He's big. He's taller than me. He towers over me, and I'm 6 foot, y'all. Anybody who towers over me is tall. I'm not saying I'm all that tall.
I think that's Bob Gunter, but Bob Gunter.
Bob, okay. Yeah. He towers over me, so he's a tall guy. But they're black fellas who cover beer. So that's gonna be fun. And then skipping ahead a little bit, y'all. Doug and I are excited to tell everybody that we're gonna have a black woman's craft beer beverage panel, y'all. And Doug and I are basically going to take a back seat. We'll be here. I'll probably be off screen a lot for that. But it's going to be April, hopefully moderated by April Dove and or ABC. And we're going to have Angie Thomas, and we're going to have Hannah Ferguson, and hopefully Stephanie Grant. Shout out to Stephanie. I haven't reached out to her yet, but she's on my quick list. And maybe we'll talk to Rhythm Nation. We'll get back Rhythm Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how many women we want to put on the panel, but Hannah works on Friday. She got dope open, so she made this pop in, pop out. But it's gonna be fun to hear their opinions on where craft beer is now. It's gonna be moderated by them, y'all. So Doug and I we may be able to get a question in here too. But really, it's not about Doug and I. It's about their voices and them telling their story. So Doug and I kind of don't want to be caught up in asking our goofy ass questions that we ask and all that. So we'll let the ladies take care of that. But that's November 1st, Friday, November 1st. It's going to be an event in itself, y'all. It's going to be great. I don't think we've assembled black women craft kind of brew, because Angie
long overdue.
Well, Angie fucks with more spirits and distilleries and stuff like that, so she can tell us, how black people are doing there. We kind of know how black people are doing in the brewing industry, but obviously ABC and April, obviously, and Hannah will be able to tell us what's going on in the cider. So I'm just fully excited for that. We will be producing our asses off for those ladies to get their voices out. So that'll be fun. Looking forward to that. So just in case y'all forgot what we're doing here, because clearly I did.
You got Rod coming in at the end. Rod's like, "Hey guys."
Yeah, he must have heard his ears were ringing because you mentioned him like 10 minutes ago. Yeah. It's Brewers. Yeah, it's gonna. Those ladies are all those ladies are kick ass. So they're vastly more kick ass than Doug and I combined for the most part. But it's cool. It's cool. Black women kick ass. So we ain't fucking with that. We already know. Black Top, New Glarus. This is my favorite of the night. I like it. It's not eye-poppingly amazing, but it does what you want it to do, which is black IPA, roast IPA. I like it. It's nice. Doesn't have to be offensive, Doug, for me to like it. It's approachable. That's what New Glarus is, and they need to keep doing that. That pays the bills for them. Headless Heron, y'all. It's a pumpkin beer from Central Waters. It's a classic here in Wisconsin. You can't say this beer. Every craft beer person knows what this beer is, who it is. You don't even have to like it, but you know about it. So it's great. And then last and certainly not least, I did a little nightcap on y'all with the Espanol. Espolon.
Espelon?
Espolon. There you go, Doug. Espolon.
Maybe. I'm guessing.
This is so smooth and so nice. Oh my goodness, I love tequila like this. I just love it.
You look like you're ready to hug it.
Yeah, like Trump and that stupid. Remember, he hugged the American flag like a fucking moron. That's what I feel like. Anyway, this bottle though, y'all, just so you know, just so we can keep it clean, this bottle costs $54, so it's not too bad. For a really good, nice bottle of tequila. Don't be doing the fucking Jose Cuervo shit and that low end tequila. That shit'll give you a headache, and then you'll be like, I hate tequila. Tequila sucks. Well, yes, low end tequila sucks, just like low end beer sucks. All the low end shit, look, I'm sorry, but it's just garbage, most of it.
Yep.
So don't do that.
Sure.
So just pay them more, and Doug, when you pay more for a bottle, you drink it more sparingly. You're smart with it. You know what I'm saying, Doug? I think you know what I'm saying.
I absolutely do.
How do you describe it? How do you describe that?
You're more economical and you're more careful with how you drink it. When you have something that's cheap, you're like, wow, it's fucking cheap. Like if you have something that's really pricey and you're like, I'm going to invest my money and my time in this bottle. Like I have a bottle of Pete Week from Bolvani that I bought 5 or 6 years ago. I still have like that much of it left because that is $150 bottle of scotch that I managed to find in a bargain bin for $50. I'm like, well, that thing is a fucking that's a find. That's staying there as long as I can keep it there, and I will have little bits of it here and there. And, like for my birthday, my wife got me a bottle of Ardbeg is my favorite distillery for scotch. But she got me something called NOA, and that is a kind of middle of the road of what they're like middle of the road. So you have their regular and then you have all these other ones. It's not a cheap bottle of scotch, so I'm going to treasure that. I'm going to have a dram, and I'm going to do the right things to make sure I get out of it what I want. You know what I mean? So like you're buying a bottle of 50, you're buying like a 54 bottle of tequila. That's not a cheap tequila. Tequila is in most places fairly cheap. That is not a cheap bottle of tequila. So you're going to try to I'm not going to keep it 20 years, Mike, just for the record. I have like this much of it left, so I will drink it all. But yeah.
Finish it, he says. Finish it.
Yeah. So so our guy Drosner talking about drink your cellar. Don't hold on to shit too long. So yeah.
So yours?
All right. So So I had every beer was good, really good. This was the Pilsner. This was straight up Pilsner. Super good. It might have been maybe a little long in the tooth, but not much for me. It wasn't super crisp, but again, I've had it in my fridge for fucking 3 months. So that might be why. I'm going to call this a tie. I'm going to call this a tie between these two. So I had the Baltic Porter, which was a working draft collab for Giant Jones. And this Black Ops, which was 2 years age, they were equally good for completely different reasons. So this was extraordinarily roasty, light on the sweetness, super drinkable at almost 9%. Also, they just have the best art. I love the artwork on Giant Jones stuff. Like it's simple but really good. So that was good. The other thing was I had a nearly 2-year-old Black Ops, which is a barrel aged stout, which is aged in Four Roses small batch bourbon barrels. So it was thinner because it had been aged, but it was like thinner, so it drank like a thinner beer, even though the barrel aging was just so prominent on the flavor and the scent. I still have some more of this. This is just like, again, the Giant Jones and that one are just, they're not equal as far as taste as they're equal in just how much I appreciated both of them. So, yeah.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Wrapping up our comments here before we get out of here. If country singers rap, maybe they should go hang out in the hood. Doug almost said that. Drinking a classic Dr. P. Dr. P. And all right, we're going to wrap this up. 30 minutes later, SpongeBob says, and I'm hugging it like Trump. Isn't that? I mean, can we do like this?
You have to do the shitty smile.
Yeah. It also would help if I had dementia, but whatever. Anyway.
Or syphilis. Either way.
Right. No offense to people who have dementia.
Whoa. No. Absolutely not. Sorry, Mike. No.
I love how it's not bad. You know that's like low expectations, right? It's not bad. Right. When you say something, it's not bad. You came in with a low expectation. So Mike came in with low expectations, and he's like, it's not bad. So he's definitely not saying it's good here, Doug. No. He says it's not bad. So he had an expectation that it was going to be horrible. So if you did, Mike, why the fuck did you even buy it if you thought it was going to be horrible? But whatever. It's psychology. Some things we just got to have. You know how this goes. Sometimes you just got to have it. Like, you just got to. Oreo needs to stop. They're trying to do no.
Also, I saw Oreo cookies that had Coke Zero added to it.
So they're doing this. Yeah.
I'm doing neither. Fuck that.
Is Coke Zero any good?
No. No, it is not.
Even for is it zero sugar, right? Is that the zero part?
That's the point. That's the point.
Oh, look, see, Doug, he was trying to find them cookies.
Here's the thing. I bet you the cookies would be better than the soda, is what I'm guessing.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
I saw something on TikTok where somebody said, I've never seen anybody who drinks Diet Coke and is mentally okay. And I love that because it's not false. Okay. I don't like anything with artificial sweeteners can go fuck off as far as I'm concerned.
I can't do Splenda. I really had that taste is. You could taste it in almost anything. Splenda. Yeah. I can't do Splenda.
Yeah.
There's another one that I could do, but Splenda tastes like. Yeah. Oh man, Splenda is
aspartame. Give it to me. Blech.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Splenda is awful. Mm-hmm. What's the beat the Diet Coke as well as Pepsi products? Okay.
All right.
I don't know, Doug. I don't know about you, but I don't do any sodas now, so I'm good.
I do.
I'll take y'all's. What would you say?
I do. I drink Sprites, and I also will drink no caffeine root beers.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the little can, so that is like my treat with dinner. Is I will have a fucking 8-ounce can of soda. So
yeah, my little treats at breakfast for a little shot of orange juice. I fucking love orange juice. But that's all sugar anyway. It's literally you might as well just pour sugar right down my throat for that. But
you could pour some sugar on you.
I see what you did there. Look at that. Love me some root beer. Responsible drinking week. Reviewing low calorie soda. Oh wow.
Here's a review for low calorie soda.
Don't do it. Right.
Don't do it.
Just don't. Right. Don't. But I don't know, Doug. That comes into our theme of next week, which is, trying to, basically, I believe that, we're trying to, watch the calories, watch the sugar, watch these things.
Watch the sodium. Sodium is a big
watch
thing.
The sodium. But, yeah, those things. So, if people can find good things that have less sugar, so be it, is what I would say.
Yeah,
it's not for me, but so be it. Hell yeah. Hopefully everybody could be a little bit more healthier. So we're going to be a little bit more healthier here. and get out of here. But y'all need to sign up to vote. Y'all need to register. Y'all need to vote. Y'all need to do all that. If you're undecided at this point, just lose my number. I don't really need to talk
There's
to you.
also you need you also need to look up your registration to make sure that you haven't been removed from voter rolls.
Yes, they've been throwing people off voter rolls. Yes. A lot of times it's legit though, Doug. It's either too long or they have rules, and a lot of times it's there's fuck shit. So it's kind of hard. So you just got to protect yourself either way.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
There's that. It's not always fuck shit, but it's 70% fuck shit. We are in that.
Sure.
So, all right, Doug. We'll see. We'll see y'all next week. It's been a good time enjoying my Friday with y'all. So,
absolutely.
See y'all next week. We appreciate y'all for everything that y'all do for us.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you, folks.
Because we don't really do much for y'all, so it's cool.
But you're hanging out with us, and that's cool. It's like having our friends hang out with us in a virtual setting. So thank you all.
Yes. Cheers, Doug. See you next week.
Cheers.
Wait. We never talked about tacos, Doug. What the fuck?
National Taco Day. All right. Who doesn't like tacos? Because if you don't like tacos, I don't know what to do.
Right. Doug, what are your favorite tacos?
I actually prefer I do a thing with turkey meat where I make turkey burger and make turkey tacos instead of beef. I like that quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are your favorite, though?
Yes.
Favorite?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I will say, though, I really, really do appreciate a good taco with fried fish. Good fried cod or something like that. Yes. Tacos. Just tacos.
Fish
Give me
tacos
fucking
are
tacos.
Amazing.
Also, if
Steak
you are
tacos.
looking to watch your sodium intake, hard tacos over soft tacos, because soft tacos are tortillas, and tortillas, when they are flour tortillas, are crazy high in sodium. Pork belly tacos is a great call.
Pork belly tacos. How about birria tacos?
Beers are problem is it's beef, and I have to be careful about the beef intake. So, but goddamn, that shit tastes so fucking good, doesn't it?
But just one birria taco. It's again steak tacos. The only one I really don't fuck with that really ever. I've had only one or two in my whole life is shrimp tacos. Actually, I don't fuck with shrimp that much. It messes with my stomach. So I really never had that many. But fish tacos, pork. Again, all of them: pastor, carne asada, chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken's my least favorite, actually, for the record.
I will say, actually, I rescind my idea. Carnitas for tacos. Oh, that's right up there with birria for me. That is just like top tier for me.
Yeah, and one shout I want to give out is black bean tacos, Doc.
Oh, those are good too.
Those are good. So, all right, y'all. We wanted to talk about tacos. You see, we didn't get to it, but we did get to it. So, anyway, enjoy y'all tacos this week. We will see y'all next week. We have Jeffrey. We'll probably talk about tacos with him too. But yeah. So I couldn't have it in the outro if we didn't say anything about it. So happy National Taco Day, y'all.